What's going on, comic fam? It's your boy, the Bearded Comic Bro, and it's time for me to show off another haul that I got recently. So there are these two big antique malls not too far from where I live, about 40 minutes that I love to go check out every once in a while because I can find some great deals on comics or just some cool collectibles. And I got to show you the stack of comics I got and some other fun stuff. So with that being said, let's talk comics. Up first, gang, if you follow my channel, you know I'm a big Dick Tracy fan. So when I saw this in box 2 of the wristwatch, this is the one I had from when I was a kid. These are actual walkie-talkies you would strap onto your wrist and you could talk with your friends like you had your own not walking, your own working, there it is, your own working wrist radio, like, and you could feel like you were Dick Tracy. Like, it was such a cool thing. So instantly, gang, when I saw these in box, the box is beat up, but I don't even care. That's not even an issue. You know, I might even just take them out someday to see if they still work. So who knows? But this was so cool. I couldn't pass it up. But I know most of you all are here to see what comics I got. I got a stack of them. Not a lot of super expensive comic books, but there are some cool ones in there. So I'm going to show you what I picked up. Ooh, this is the Uncanny X-Men issue 200. You've got Magneto on the cover. This is just, I saw this cover. Again, not a lot of these are going to be super expensive books, but, you know, for what I was paying, a couple dollars on most of these books, I couldn't pass it up. So, like, that's just such a great cover. You've got the team fighting in the background. Magneto's in the foreground there. Like, it looks really sweet. So I was like, I got to get that book. Up next, did I get another X-Men book? I think I did. But come on, you've got Uncanny X-Men issue 145. You've got Doctor Doom on the cover with Storm and this a handful of X-Men down on the ground just defeated. Another great cover. You can't turn down a good Doctor Doom cover, let alone if Doctor Doom has Storm on it. And I saw this, and I was like, I gotta have it. I think a lot of when I'm doing antique mall hunting for comics, a lot of the times, it's gonna be just finding covers that speak to me because I don't know if they're key issues. Sometimes I get lucky to find out, like, if they're, special books. But, a lot of times at these antique malls too, if it is a big key book, I think they overprice it a lot. So you got to play that game a little bit, but I loved it. So let's see what else I got. Oh, I couldn't pick up go shopping for comics and not get a Batman book. Detective Comics 574, who's on the cover, Alan Davis and Neary did the artwork on this. It's a Mike Bair story. Detective Comics, you've got Batman. Again, not a key issue, but Batman's carrying, this got to be the Jason Todd Robin, right, alongside when he dies in the Batman series. Because back in those days, Batman and Detective, the stories ran through both, and a lot of the times where they ran very parallel, unlike how Detective Comics and Batman do these days. They do not sync up very well. But, again, such a cool cover. I had to get it. Up next, we got, another great, I'm telling you guys, I'm cover buying a lot of stuff here. Daredevil, issue 184. This is where Daredevil pulls the gun. I'm pretty sure this is during the Frank Miller run. And who was on? Was Ramita on the art? I don't even know. I have to check. This is where my Marvel knowledge is not the best. So it's, Miller did the story and art. See, that's what I didn't know. And Jansen finished the art and colors. So this is Frank Miller's story. Frank Miller laid the base work of the art. Okay. So, again, like I said, I learned things on this show alongside y'all. But this is a really cool cover. This is a run that a good buddy, Spencer, actually sent me. Frank Miller's Daredevil but a pretty overloaded graphic novel version of it. And so I'm hoping to dig into that this summer still. But I love that cover. Had to get it. Gang, I've been on such a nostalgic run with Superboy as of late with Kenny Porter's Superboy story that's out in Dawn of DC. This is the first of Superboy's solo series, coming right off the events of, I think it's Superman 500, where he first appears in that's right around the time of the death of Superman story arc. But you had Steel was in that issue, Superboy was in that issue, and then who's the I'm blanking on the Superman who's like half Cyborg, half Superman, but there were like 3 key appearances in that issue. So this picks up Superboy's right after it. Love it. I always do this too on this, like I'll grab the comics and show you and then hold it up and never use my comic stand, so I'm switching it mid-game here. But this is Teen Titans, but this is why I do it. See, I pull it off because I don't do a lot of research before I just talk about what I got. So new Teen Titans, issue number 25. This is the Masters of the Universe preview. So when DC got the rights for doing Masters of the Universe in comics, I think there was like in 8 different comic books that they put out a preview of the Masters of the Universe story arc in DC. So I was like, man, I gotta get that. All right, I'm going back to the other way because I didn't like the way I just stood there, and I'm over explaining stuff, but now you get to see how the behind the scenes are made. So this is New Teen Titans 21. You'll see a theme here, New Teen Titans. This collector had a bunch of them. This is the first appearance of Brother Blood. Again, not a super key character, but, it's cool to get a first appearance of anything pretty cheap. And it's not in the best of shape, but it's decent shape. There's a lot of browning around the edges and stuff, but it presents really nicely, though, still. So, again, first appearance of Brother Blood, which I think Brother Blood is in the new Titan series. I don't know off the top of my head. I haven't watched season 4 yet. I think it's season 4. Is it season 3? I don't know. Whatever the newest season is, I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but I'm pretty sure Brother Blood's in that. If not, it's still cool to have. And if he is, it's still cool to have. Whatever. You get it. Well, I said we're sticking with the Teen Titans. Let's stick with Teen Titans issue number 23, the new Teen Titans. We got the first appearance of Blackfire, who I believe made it in previous episodes of the Titan show on Max, which is weird to call HBO Max now, but Max. Again, Blackfire, not a super hard to find book, but getting it in a antique mall, let's go. You got to have Blackfire in your collection if you're a Titans fan. And last but not least, probably the biggest book I picked up, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands here, but is Invincible Iron Man, issue number 118. This is the first appearance of Jim Rhodes, a.k.a. the War Machine. So it's not the first appearance of War Machine. It's the first appearance of Jim Rhodes, which is kind of cool. And then, there's later issues where you get War Machine. But, gang, I picked up a good amount of Marvel books this time. So, I'm growing as a collector. Baby steps. But again, I've loved Rhodey's performances, how he's been portrayed in the MCU. I love what Don's doing right now, and I like Terrence Howard in the very beginning. So who knows with how they're doing movies these days? Maybe we'll get a multiverse movie where we get all the iterations of War Machine, who played it. We'll get all the iterations of who did Incredible Hulk, so we'll get Edward Norton back, we'll get Mark Ruffalo, we'll get Eric Bana, who knows, we can just get them all back, but this is cool to have a Jim Rhodes first appearance book, so. Well, gang, that is it. That's what I picked up at the Antique Mall. I'm hoping to go back again this summer. Probably going to try and find some more collectibles this time, but I'm always going to be digging through those comic boxes. We were in a rush, so there were definitely a couple sections that they didn't have, and there is a comic rack at one of these that I'm going to be trying to convince the owner to just sell because they literally just use it for like 3 packaged Happy Meal toys, and that's it, but we'll see what happens, gang. So with that being said, hopefully you can find some time to curl up, grab a book, and nerd out. Peace.